Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the skin tone squad on Twitter being very angry at the developers of Genshin Impact because the characters are too light-skinned and they should be darker skinned. And here we go again.
Yes,
and,
but they basically told them to get over it.
They told they told them to get over it. They said it's a work of fiction. And we need more companies telling these people off because at the end of the day, they really, truly do not matter. They don't matter. Their opinions don't matter. These are the people that police Twitter looking for fan art that is too dark-skinned or not dark-skinned enough, looking for any race swapping, gender swapping that they don't approve of. I mean, these same kinds of people were out there on Twitter harassing the one She-Ra artist. We covered that a couple of years ago.
Yes, because she did the original Mermista.
The original white Mermista. She drew that, and they were angry that it wasn't the new diverse Mermista. But they're being told to basically get bent by miHoYo, which is awesome because this is the audience that they have cultivated. And it's the same kind of a thing that went down with Nintendo a couple of years ago with Animal Crossing and the Space Buns debacle. Nintendo was basically like, hey, yeah, this is a video game and anybody can be any kind of character they want to be, so shut up.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we've been covering this for years. We talked about the Nessa situation with Pokemon fan art, and they will dogpile people. I mean, they will get a whole posse of their friends from Discord together to police other people's artwork, and they want to tell companies what's what. And it used to work, I think, to some degree when companies thought that these were real people or real customers, and then they realized, oh, it's just a bunch of kids with a bunch of sock puppet accounts. So whatever. Let's talk about this.
Yep.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get a woohoo if you do. This is coming from Bounding in the Comics, Spencer Bakuli. Genshin Impact dev miHoYo reportedly tells players accusing the new Natlan region of racism to remember the game is just a work of fiction. So yeah, they're not happy because apparently, and I'm not a Genshin player, but that is a particular audience as I understand it. But apparently there's a new region that's supposed to be based more on like South America or Africa or whatever. And they were upset that the characters are too white.
Well, I mean, if it was based, there's a lot of white people in like South Africa and stuff too. But, you're looking at them and they do look pale for the area. But if they had made them really dark skinned, people would be complaining that it's racism and cultural appropriation. So, I mean, because they look like tanned women. I'm sorry. It's like white girls with tans.
Yeah,
That's what they look like to me.
Yeah. They said,
if I'm being fair.
They said, like the game's other regions, the visual aesthetic of Natlan takes inspiration from various real-world cultures, most notably among those found in South America and Africa. However, in one distinct difference between itself and the inspiration, the people of Natlan are not dark-skinned in the slaves, but rather boast a tone that can be described as very slightly tan.
Pretty much, yeah.
They got tan lines and everything.
It's not, but I mean, they might have taken inspiration on some things. They didn't take inspiration, I guess, in the skin tone. But again, if they had, they'd be accused of cultural appropriation. For being honest here.
So yeah, it's a skin color discrepancy that has prompted numerous Genshin Impact players who are terminally online to accuse miHoYo of racism. Replying to a post detailing information about a new character and Natlan native Kachina, you spoony bard one, I got that reference, you spoony bard, that's from Final Fantasy IV. See, I'm old, I got that. Exclaimed, Giant Drill, oh god, how is she whiter here than she was in the trailer? So apparently they made them even lighter skinned.
I mean, look, I kind of get where they're coming from as far as the fact it's supposed to be based on South Africa and South America. They'd be a lot darker. But the flip side is, it's their game.
Okay, so here... They always do this. They always get out the swatches. Did you ever notice this?
So the difference in skin tone, so she still looks like a tan woman, a white tan woman in either one.
It's just white tan. They didn't whitewash this character. She was just tan.
It's a white woman. She's been out in the sun longer in the first picture. I mean... I
am darker than this when I tan. Like, it's... So amidst your own controversy, says this other user, about making Natlan characters white, you chose to whitewash one of the only dark-skinned characters
But that
we
wasn't
got.
a dark-skinned character. I look at that character, I think it's just a white person. That's not a dark-skinned person. That's a white person.
Literally holding my own hand up to the screen. And it's darker than the darkest, yeah, okay. It looks like she has a bunch of tan lines here, though.
That's what it looks like to me, too. It's like she covered up and had tan lines.
Oh, God. They'll say, well, you're just appropriating tattoo culture or something. They said, spot the difference. One is from a place that's representing Germany, while the other is supposed to represent Mayans and Zapotecs. Hardest challenge ever. Well,
they're not wrong. They do look really light skinned.
Yeah, but like you said, there's no way to win this, right? With these, there's no way to win this with people, because then what happens is you're going to be accused of then this particular race, they can't do this or they can't do that. So now it's race, whatever. And they're just like, it's all fiction. These are fictional characters. Base
doesn't mean the character's skin tone is the same. It might be culturally we're taking other aspects. They're going to get in trouble either way.
Yeah, that's just it. You can't win, so I think they're just kind of well, fine, we'll just make everybody whitish or white adjacent then, if that's what you want. I think it's kind of hilarious in a way. It's because they're just yeah, we don't care. It said, in addition to tweeting out their disapproval, some players even took to sending direct complaints to miHoYo themselves via the customer support line.
Gosh.
But much to their dismay, the Chinese-owned company that doesn't give a shit appears the gacha developer is not taking any feedback at this time. As shared by Haunted Faye in response to their own personally authored message to the company's customer support line. Oh, God, it's color correction, Karen. miHoYo informed them, dear traveler, thank you for your feedback. Please kindly fuck off. No, please be kindly reminded that Genshin Impact is a work of fiction and is not related to actual people, events, groups, or organizations. We really do hope for your understanding.
That's what he said. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Don't play it then.
Don't play it. I mean, I think it's funny because they don't have the power that they had before. Because I remember just a couple of years ago, any complaints, and it would get picked up by the gaming media outlets. They would all magnify this and be like, well, some racist fan artist on Twitter made Nessa's skin slightly lighter than, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's more than slightly. But yeah.
It's more than slightly, but still, whatever. It's fan art, right? I mean, it doesn't, I said white. It's fan art white. But yeah, and
now
it doesn't
this is
work.
Official though. Oh yes, the space buns.
The space buns, and that Nintendo shut them down the same way and said, look, you can make any kind of character. And that's honestly, that is the most fair way to do it. Just be like, we will give you the options to mix and match. Because what if you have a mixed race person that has blonde curly hair and wears that hair in buns?
Yeah,
that's very possible.
Well, you can be somebody who's not black and have ethnic style hair.
Yes.
There's other cultures that use the buns too, not just black people.
Yes. So, so people were like, oh my God, you can't wear those. They're not space buns. Those are literally black people poofs. And you're taking our culture over freaking Animal Crossing video game. It's like, well, which race has the orange triangular nose again? Remind me, because I wasn't sure.
Make sure don't use that.
Yeah, which race has the eyes like half the size of their skull? Please remind me again so I can, make sure I don't culturally appropriate that. But space buns, so they just don't care. I think these companies realize that, again, Twitter is not a real place. I think honestly, it's to your detriment to listen to anybody on Twitter about anything if you're a business, because these people have figured out how to game the system. They figured out how to get stuff trending to make people think that, oh my God, there's a massive demand for a She-Ra season 6 on Netflix. Right? Where's our She-Ra movie? And then they get very demanding. But I mean, the fact that they're even contacting customer service that has nothing to do with the creative process and being like, I need to speak to your manager. This character's not dark-skinned enough for my liking.
I know. It's just and it's like I said, it's China. They don't care.
They don't care. They really don't care. They're probably looking at us like, what the hell is your problem? But again, if they'd gone the other way and they said, hey, we're going to make all these characters dark-skinned, and then there was something problematic about that particular region or race, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There'd be hell to pay too.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
There's no winning here. So
There
just
is no way. But I mean, I don't understand what they're so mad about. It's darker tan or lighter tan.
I don't know.
They're both clearly a white person.
Yeah. So whatever.
Or a light skinned, very light skinned person. Let's say that.
I just think it's hilarious that these companies are like, yeah, we just don't care anymore. And that's just it. That's kind of the zeitgeist now, right? It's like we're seeing this. We did this other video about DEI and companies just like they're just like, they don't care. Because I think they realize like you can do what you can do, but you can't make everybody happy. And there are always going to be people out there on social media. They're just absolutely miserable and looking for things to complain about. And they're never going to be happy. And if this game offends you, don't play it. It's as simple as that, right?
Yep.
Gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.